Yo, 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 what's up? What's up? How's it going? How are we feeling today? Cheers, cheers, what is up, what's up? How are you guys? How are you guys? Weird time to come on. Still looking for a good time to get some afternoon streams. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hey, what's up, Bricks? How are you? How are you today? It's just you and me. It's just you and me in here. Just you and me hanging out. What's up, Bricks? Tell me what's up. Tell me what's going on. 320. Greetings, greetings. How are you? Yes, market's down. You're awesome and the market's down. I like your attitude. Market cap 245, 245 billion. We're down. XRP 43 cents, 43.5. Wallet confusion. EOS 683, Litecoin 76, Stellar 18, Cardano 12 cents, guys. Cardano 12 cents. Ethereum down to 430. We're looking at $6,200 Bitcoin. $6,200 Bitcoin. We got some slips in the market. We're down. The market's red. These prices are insane, Brick says. I agree. Is this the bottom? Win bottom. What's up, Jake? How are you? Looking for a good afternoon time. I just started some random time in the afternoon. I haven't been going live in the mornings. I miss you morning guys. I almost went live this morning just because I was like, feels right. And I was like, no. Said I'd do it in the afternoon. Looking for a good afternoon time. I just posted a video too. I literally just launched What is XRP? I just posted it 2 seconds ago. Yeah, honestly, I'm a little not happy with the video. I feel like it's a little bit rambly and not as clean as precise as I'd like. But I did my best. I don't know, like, I took a long time with it. I took a long time editing that and putting it all together. It was rough. Feeling disappointed that I just don't know. You know, like there's a lot of info to cover. A lot of info to cover in What is XRP and also to make it simple. So I tried to use the KISS method, keep it simple. Stupid, and so it's stupid not to keep it simple, and that was really hard to explain it really as simply as I could, so I did my best. What is up? What's up, Mo? What's up, Rob? How are you? Thank you, Rob, for the support. I made it. I'm hoping that we could send it to our grandmas. You know, if you can send it to your grandma and she can understand what XRP is, it's a success. It's a success. Exactly. Well, Rob, I made it exactly for that reason. I made it so that it could be sent to people who have no idea what's going on. And unfortunately, as much as I tried to remove myself from comparing it to Bitcoin, it just kept coming back to referencing and comparing it to Bitcoin. I tried to not do it. I tried to not do it as much as I could, honestly. What's up, Mr. Cool Daddy? How are you? Hey, yo. Hey, yo. That's right. We just went live. It's been like 5 minutes. And it's a weird time. The first time we've gone live at 3:20. I don't know if it's a good time for us. I don't know if this is a good time. Looking at new times to do live streams. They're all over the place. I caught up with some video editing. I just posted What is XRP. I also have another video that's ready to drop. And then we have some more edits to do for some more content. More exciting news dropping. We have some exciting news we want to do on the live update, though. On the live update. Thanks, Rob, for the support. All right, well, here we are. It's a Thursday afternoon. Looking at what's potentially happening right now with crypto and the world. We have Robinhood zero-fee trading going live. So this is something we've already covered before in the past. Robinhood zero-fee crypto trading platform. It added support for Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. We have a link in the description where you guys can actually get like a free stock or a free $5. If you haven't signed up, it's free to join. Robinhood has zero fee trading for not only cryptos, but also for stocks. So it's pretty cool. I've been with that platform since before they were in crypto. It's a very cool platform. So Robinhood adding the zero fee trading for Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, potentially pretty exciting. The only thing that's rough about Robinhood is that you can't actually send money. You can't send Bitcoin to Robinhood. You have to use fiat to purchase, and that's kind of rough. I don't think you can send it out yet either. So End of year price, eh? Yeah, I thought we'd talk about the end of year price for all the coins. We're halfway through the year. We're 6 months through the year. So top 5. You cannot get XRP on Robinhood. You cannot get XRP. I was just looking at that. They only have like Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and now Litecoin. I think that's it. So it's pretty exciting though. 3.3 billion claim. Cardano solved proof of stake. If you guys didn't know this already, most people, when you talk about proof of stake, they're always like, but is it solved? But is it possible? And most of the time, no. Most of the time when people are talking about it, they're thinking, no, the issue hasn't been solved. That's why when you have new tokens coming out that they're like, we're a brand new project and we're doing proof of stake. And it's like, well, what's your team? And like, what are you doing? Like, why is it new? And they don't have anything to say. Then it's like, shh, go back and sit down. Go sit down. Adults are talking. CEO of blockchain firm IOHK, the one-time CEO of Ethereum, who is actually in charge of the Cardano coin now, he came out and said, proof of stake is solved. So that's a pretty big statement. Proof of stake is solved. Soon to power the public blockchain Cardano, Ouroboros may one day support the world's 8th largest cryptocurrency with its 25 billion ADA tokens. The way proof of stake works too is by you holding the tokens and then voting on a strain or a chain of the blockchain. Interesting that no one's really considered it solved yet, but he says he thinks he has it. He thinks he has it broken down. He thinks he has it working. Now, the issue is that no one can agree on how it should be done. People think that it does benefit the rich people too much, so it's a consolidation of wealth and power. The people who have a lot of tokens can vote on the chain, and then they then consolidate more tokens. So, interesting there. So different consensus algorithms with different environments and looking at who will really make proof of stake work. People are saying that proof of stake is dangerous and a security risk. So them saying that is pretty exciting. They finished it. They finished proof of stake solved, says Cardano blockchain. There you go. 10 million in Ethereum stolen over past year via social engineering tricks. What is up, Boobski? How are you? This is really disappointing because this is people basically being taken advantage of. You know the people that you see scamming and spamming comments that are like, send me 1 Ethereum and I'll send you 100 Ethereum back. It's like, why do people fall for that? Why do people fall for that? Why? It's still possible to scam someone with these basic scams because there's just a lot of people out there, I guess. So what's rough really about this is that there was 10 million in Ethereum stolen just this year with a lot of those basic scams that's literally just saying, send me Ethereum and I'll send you some back. Very, very, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed. Wikipedia structured data protocol secures backing from Pantera. How about that? Hey, what's up, Marshall White? How are you? Cheers, cheers. I hope your week's treating you well. Decentralized structured data startup Dirt Protocol has secured investments from major crypto venture players to build a blockchain platform via reliable data. All right, very exciting. Well, you can see this is just lending more and more support to the likelihood that there is money headed into blockchain. What tokens will take the brunt of the investments is the question. What tokens will take the most of the investments? You know, looking at possibly easily the top 5, top 6, top 7, top 8 being really strong runners. And of course, people are always looking for other small tokens that they can jump in on. But what does that mean for these top tokens? And like looking at, we said, oh, we'll do something at the end of the video. We'll do end of year price predictions for the top 5 tokens. But really, what does that mean for most of the tokens? Are we guessing that they're going to maintain the same BTC dominance level we have now? Is XRP going to gain dominance? Et cetera, et cetera. A lot of positions possibly shifting moving forward, especially if one of the blockchain techs pulls ahead, since each one is such specific tech and each one has such specific implications for how it can be used for business. Looking at how they'll develop on top of it, looking at the idea of how long till they know they want to build on top of it. Rough stuff, rough stuff. Bitcoin survey reveals worrying crypto trends. Dun, dun, dun. Shh. I know. Let it happen. A Bitcoin survey, it's a survey now, carried out by the Canadian Central Bank has revealed that through a poll in North American content, the increasingly awareness of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, they aren't using it. That was a rough sentence. All right. Basically, people are aware of Bitcoin. They're not using it. That's not good. Okay? People are aware of Bitcoin but not using it. And I think that's potentially not good, but it's also potentially the reality we're in. You know, like people don't know how to use it. Every day someone's like, every day someone says, I can't buy regular goods with my Bitcoin. And I say, yes, you can, actually. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. So people are still learning that you can even use Bitcoin, but this is disappointing. People are saying they're aware of it, and they're not interested. Not good, really. Not good. Looking at some numbers that they know people that invested in it. Their friends own it. They're interested in it. They might look at it. It could possibly be something they're interested in. Again, not too exciting. Not too exciting. Bricks, you're funny. Bricks and a free American spirit, as you guys going to town over here. Bitcoin survey revealing not exciting news for the crypto trend. Move over Ripple and XRP. Litecoin is getting into banking. I thought this would be something interesting to look at, basically because it's not right. Because it's not right. It's a lie, okay? It's a lie. I think I saw someone tweet that this is actually not even a bank. This is like a credit issuance or a credit card company, the WEG Bank, WEG Bank. Now, this is cool. I'm not going to knock it. It's good. It's great news. Good for them. Trying to develop some partnerships with some standing institutions, some that actually are working in the real world. And I can applaud them for that effort, but it does not even come close to Ripple closing a single partner every week. Ripple closing a single partner every week. And honestly, that's because they've just been working so hard at that. They've been working so hard at doing this. So news today, 19 hours ago, Ripple adds former Facebook exec as new senior VP of Business and Corporate Development. And that's pretty exciting. Ripple, the company behind the third largest cryptocurrency, recently employed Kahina Van Dyke as the new Senior Vice President of Business and Corporate Development. How about that? How about that? 2 a week on Sundays. There you go. Boom. The proof's in the partnerships. That's right. So, you know, yeah, maybe Litecoin has bought a partnership. They've bought a percentage of WEG Bank, but Ripple is continuously making partnerships with banking institutions. We know that the entrance into India they've been developing and looking at that corridor and how to develop that. Big news for India too today. India reversed their decision and called cryptocurrencies not banned, basically. They called them a commodity. So looking at, for the first time ever, America might be behind. America might actually be, not the first time. What am I, joking? Of course. It's happened plenty of times. America's behind. That's right. And they're going to wake up and be left even further behind if they don't get their stuff together. Looking at India turning around and saying commodities are how they're going to regulate cryptos. And that makes sense if you look at what a commodity is. So investors bet $6.3 million on Bitcoin to beat Berkshire Hathaway. Okay? Berkshire Hathaway is basically the investment vehicle of Warren Buffett, if you guys didn't know. A well-known cryptocurrency expert has asked for a bet with Berkshire Hathaway that the price of Bitcoin will top the notorious crypto skeptics' share price by 2023. Now, this is pretty exciting. A Bitcoin bet, 5 years, $1.2 billion. So Tom Waterhouse put this out. Well-known crypto expert just requested a bet of $8.5 million to win $1.2 billion that a Bitcoin will exceed the price of Berkshire Hathaway share, which is by 2023. So that's pretty exciting. As the Berkshire Hathaway shares currently trade at around $288,000 US each, the bet implies that a similar level of Bitcoin growth to that forecast by parties including the highly bullish Tim Draper and John McAfee. Now, this basically suggests that he's saying Bitcoin's going to hit $250,000 by 2022. Now, while McAfee's bet has put Bitcoin at $1 million. This is still pretty exciting. So put your money where your mouth is. Basically, Berkshire's made a name for himself within the cryptocurrency industry and beyond this year with a series of critically high sound bites about Bitcoin and related assets. So calling him out, saying, let's do this. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. When it comes to XRP, I'm changing my mind. No other altcoins coming close to XRP. I agree, Bricks. I agree. That's what we're looking at in a little bit. We're looking at the unstoppable nature of XRP. Now, this is a pretty exciting bet, especially because he's made it public and he's put it out there that he is calling a $250,000 Bitcoin price by 2023. If we maintained the exact same relationship of Bitcoin to Ripple, you know, what would that put our XRP? What would that put XRP at? We could do that at the end of the article. It would be easy to do. Quick comparison. Next up, we have this. Everyone's been talking about this, trying to trick you. Of course, this is popular right now because the market's down. This is something that, again, we talked about months ago. The reality that they're trying to use misinformation to spread the unlikelihood that crypto will be used or adopted as they themselves are buying into it and taking over the space. I thought the one thing that was worth looking at, because we all probably have understood this before, misinformation and fake news is not new to us. I think the one thing that's worth looking at is this Bloomberg launches Galaxy Crypto Index Fund as part of the Galaxy Digital Capital movement. And it's interesting to look at this because when I brought this up, the Bloomberg Galaxy Crypto Index basically talks a lot about setting this index and the methodology behind their index. So I brought that up as well. Their weight out of the current coins. So they have the weight of the current coins up. But they have all this on their site, a breakdown, basically taking interest in cryptocurrencies and being kind of very public about their interest and movement into this space. So that's kind of exciting to look at. And again, looking at this index constituent weights. So the weighting is basically based on the market capitalizations calculated as a product of circulating supply and price. And they have XRP at 15%. So it's max 30%, bottom 1%. And they have it XRP at 15%, Bitcoin and Ethereum at 30%. So looking at what would likely be the indicators to tip it to 30 to put them likelier to see the weight behind it. Now, that's probably one of the bigger things to happen. The market's still dipping. It looks rough. And we've been live for about 20 minutes and no one's shown up. This is not apparently the time to go live. No one's here. What do you guys think about end-of-year price predictions? End-of-year price predictions. I said I'd do it. I made it the title. I made it the title. End-of-year price. So, looking at using this percentage increase calculator, which is free and available for anyone on the internet. 2.5 is what you recall. So people are saying that they're seeing, well, Bitcoin's at 6,200 and they're calling 60K into the year. That's a 900% increase. 900% increase. What is that? Basically times 10. So that would put, you know what it means. It means 43 cents would go up to $4.30. We've got the same. Now, this basically means that's the same projection. It's the exact same projection for, I wish I could bring this up in another window. The prices right here. So basically, this is exactly the same relationship. All right, we're looking at the same relationship, 43 cents up to $4.30. That's times 10. That's maintaining the fact that XRP is in the same relationship to BTC, with BTC having 43% dominance. Now, The reality is that that's probably not going to happen. The reality is that probably the dominance will shift to XRP. So I was going to easily say double this and put it at $10. Mine was going to be $10. So whatever that would be, 43 cents to $10. That's about 2,000% increase. About more on track with something that seems possible as XRP increases in dominance. BTC could still hit a simple 60K. You know, BTC going from the 6,200 it is to 60,000 is only really not even that much. It's not even times 10. If you guys know how to do this from the percentage, you do 867, the percentage divided by 100. So, wait, that's not how it works. Either way, it's basically times 10. Basically times 10, and that's not that much. That is not that much. That's not that much increase, really. But looking at 43 cents for XRP up to $10, 2,000%, that possibly would be, what? So you're looking at times 22, basically. So XRP basically taking over as BTC has a 10 times possibility in 6 month stretch. I think XRP would hit easily 20 times, so 22 times in a 6 month stretch as well. So exactly 20 times gain. 20 times gain easy. So looking at what that means with the rest of the coins, you know, like what does that mean, you know, with Ethereum projecting that same possibility of in between times 10 and 15. You know, Bitcoin at times 10 is not that much. You know, people saying that Bitcoin's going to still hit 250,000 in 3 years, or they call that in 4 years. You know, that's pretty low, honestly. That's pretty low. And looking at the possibility of the percentage to increase, I know people are saying like, oh, 43 cents, we're going to see $100 by the end of the year. But that'd be a 200 times. It'd be 200 times. 200 times. And so looking at 0.43 cents, and even I think bearable guys 589, that's a lot, right? That's 136,000% increase. That's a pretty big stretch. And looking at it compared to other numbers, I mean, that would be crazy drastic separation and pull away from Bitcoin's 60K BTC. So you guys want to do the other ones you're saying? So Ethereum is at 5, so 429. And times 10% would just be putting it at, or times 10 would just put it at 4,000. So it'd be about 4,000. If you maintain the same relationship Ethereum has right now to BTC, and BTC went to 60K, that'd be about the same for that. Looking at Bitcoin Cash, you can see that'd be 6 to 7K. EOS, we don't even want to do EOS, do we? Litecoin, I think we could see even higher than 760. I think we could see even higher than 760 on Litecoin. Times 10 for 76 would be 760. And then, you know, Stellar, looking at Stellar to pull $1.80 wouldn't be that crazy. You know, Stellar could pull $1.80 by the end of the year. It'd be the same. It's at 18 cents now. And it would need to go to $1.80 to have that 900% increase, or almost times 10. And the same for Cardano. It's at like, what, 11 cents? I could see Cardano hitting even maybe above that. But even 10%, I mean, even times 10 would, or times 9, would put it at 1.1 or $1.10. $1.10. So, $1.10 could be Cardano. You're saying Cardano could team up with Google, and you could see Cardano at $10 easily. Well, if Cardano goes to $10, that'd be, instead of times 10, that'd be about times 100. So that'd be cool. That'd be very cool. If Cardano did $10 from 10 cents, that'd be times 100, which would be way bigger than XRP pulling $10 from 43 cents, which is getting close to about times 22. But that's about how it goes. You can see the small percentages in the numbers in those cents really changes as it manifests up into bigger prices. The amount of money going into the market would be how much for times 10? That's a great question too. Thanks, Jeff. So looking at the whole market right now, and we're saying, they say that JP Morgan did a research on the inflow for the market cap right at 300 billion was about 6 billion in. So for times 10, we would need easily to see, instead of another 6 billion show up, we need to see about 60 billion show up. So looking at $60 billion to come in would push the market cap up to times 10 for everything, $2 trillion market cap or whatever, $2.5 trillion market cap. And again, you could maybe just have another 6 billion inflow and it pushes us back up to 600 billion or et cetera, et cetera. We're not really sure. The exact specifics of that's really hard to calculate. And that was only one freeze and snapshot of the market at that moment when JP Morgan did that assessment at the inflow versus market cap, etc. And I released that short today. I released that basically the market cap myth explained just so people could send it out, just so you could send it to people. I was looking at doing more videos today, like looking at the reality of how high XRP could go. I was looking at like talking about my XRP 20K price and looking at how high could it actually go. And I was looking for people that were having a real conversation online about this, not just throwing around FUD and not just talking smack because they were trying to look cool on the internet, but actually people willing to have a conversation about it and talk about why it can or can't happen, understanding the metrics that cause the prices to go up or down. And looking at a lot of that and talking and looking at the math is what made me really want to do the price predictions today, thinking about it, because exactly we're not sure what the projection is, and that's also why I posted that 2-minute video, Market Cap Explained, because everywhere I went, everywhere I looked, everyone's still really confused. They're very, very confused about market cap. And even DM Logic, I just happened to like click over to some video of his really quick because I was downloading his videos so I could troll him later. And even in one of his videos, he's like, I like to pick up coins that are under, maybe it was something he said, just like, I like to pick up coins under $1 or whatever. I've said that before, knowing how market cap works. So I'm not saying he doesn't know how it works, but you know, basically the price of the token has nothing to do with unless it has so much to do with the circulating supply and the inflow, right? So there's a lot of metrics going into how the tokens work, and there's some reality to the possibility of what the inflow is and what the market cap could be. So that's why I released that short video. It's the 2-minute Market Cap Explained. It's really simple. It talks about the difference between inflow and market cap. And looking at the reality of the conversations I see online, people are very, very confused. People are very unlikely to even understand these metrics. So the interesting part really is that possibly that's a conversation we'll still be having for a long time. You know, like how to understand market cap. What does it mean to have a coded store of value? What does it mean to have the projection of the price based off the last purchase, et cetera, et cetera? So people still looking at how these prices could manifest to some really high numbers. And I think that's a question that everyone's asking, obviously, because it's you know, once your money's in it, you're probably really paying attention to it and watching it like, it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. But in reality, I was looking at a Forex market video today. What up, what up, what up? What's up, XRP 1000? I was looking at a Forex video today, and he was talking about liquidity markets and talking about the smart money entrants and how they time it with the cycles of the market so that they always come in with a dip because they want to purchase so much they want to get the price they want. There's like just consistency of consolidation of wealth and power and what it means to have enough money to like move the market. It's interesting to look at what we're seeing happen with these markets right now and how we're seeing people say, don't buy crypto as they turn around and buy it. They're saying don't pay attention to crypto as they turn around and patents and technology relating to crypto. So I think this is exciting and interesting to look at, but again, there's no sure bets what happens. If BTC maximalists are right, do we all go away? If XRP fanboys are right, do they all go away? That's a great question, Eric Whitehead. Hey, great question. You know, that's an interesting thing to think about. That's what I was just thinking about, and I was kind of answering before you even said that, is, you know, what's really going to happen? Like, what's really going to happen with these private institutions that are launching their own blockchains? What's going to happen with the possibility of the tech being used by private companies but being forgotten by the masses for adoption of the currencies we're holding right now? Like, how likely is it that any of these currencies will be here by the time mass adoption happens? By the time mass adoption happens. And I think the likelihood is very likely. I think especially the ones that we are supporting, BTC and XRP, exactly, XRP 1000 bones. BTC and XRP aren't going anywhere. I don't think Ethereum's going anywhere. Cardano is barely even like started, so I can't see them going to. I mean, they're gonna be here working at it for a while. So the reality of the issue is not like if they're gonna be used, but which ones and for what, right? Like, not if, but what and when. That's the reality. What are they going to be used for and when? And you can see that more partnerships are being developed every day. You can see that, you know, I think, imagine if you're a developer and you're trying to develop something and you want to pick the right one. You know, it's going to take a minute for you to test them all, or for you to try them out, or for you to look at them. And it's interesting to look at, like, what is going to work for me? What's going to work for the institutions? What's going to work for people trying to build things on top of them? And that's why honestly I continually look at XRP and I continually get excited about the way that their tech is run and the way that their company is structured. And that's pretty much what we did the video about. What is XRP? We talked about that a little bit in there. And people, I think, often sell at bad moments because they get swayed by misinformation. And that's the reality of the world. You know, that's the reality of being alive, is that we just don't know. You know, no one really knows for sure. So exactly, diversification is strong. Diversification is strong, and you never know what coin could really be picked up and used. But looking at the tech is very, very important. I think looking at the tech and like how it works. So how does blockchain work? How does it benefit people? And looking at companies like, you know, Bloomberg Galaxy Crypto Index. You know, they're putting this together. This is something that you wouldn't have expected a year ago. You know, this is something you wouldn't have expected a year ago. And looking at the custodial services for Coinbase and stuff like that, bringing in institutional investors, and looking at the liquidity markets being launched for XRP and what that means. Literally having XRP, if you imagine XRP, like, stop imagining it as a cryptocurrency, stop imagining it as a Bitcoin altcoin alternative, just imagine it just like David Schwartz said today in that tweet. Imagine it as a huge world access liquidity pool that anyone can add or take to. Now that is a bigger indicator of what potentially is happening here, what potentially can happen moving forward with this tech. So I think it's exciting to look at the price predictions moving forward, but how likely is it that you're going to nail a price prediction? Pretty hard. It's pretty hard to nail it. The inflow versus market cap we broke down, and we were looking at it. You know, how much money would you need to go in to see the $10? You know, to see $10, and how much would you need to see the $100? The $100 price. So looking at these, it'd be pretty interesting, honestly, to see if we could get this 2,000% increase, calling XRP at the end of the year a $10 XRP, and that's a pretty low call, especially if you consider that Bitcoin would be projected at 50 to 60K, and that would only take XRP to $4.30. So, also looking at the Twitter polls yesterday, I saw that they were talking about, you know, Bitcoin price. How high is it going to go? How low will it go? And people are losing faith. People are losing faith that Bitcoin's going to go back up to the prices it was previously quoted at. Basically, there's people are losing faith every day, and that's paramount for institutional money to come in. As we were talking about earlier, looking at them, basically they're going to try to purchase a huge amount, right? They're not going to try to purchase $10,000 worth or $100,000 worth or 50 like some individual investor. They're going to try to buy a huge chunk, and they want that position that they want. So the way they buy in is they buy in on the decline, and they really kind of like manufacture these declines in a way in their traditional markets. They manufacture them. So the fact that they are possibly, trying to get in on these markets means that they know they need to wait. They know they need to wait, and they're looking to purchase as much as possible as it's dropping. So what's the bottom, and then what's the return likely to occur? Lee's saying $43. End of year XRP, $43. I'd take it. That's a 10,000% increase. And it's basically times 100. No big deal, right? No big deal. Times 100. So just take whatever you invest and times it by 100. It sounds good. It sounds great. But honestly, that's not a guarantee. It's just one of those things where it sounds great. My end of year price prediction, I said I think it's going to be basically 22 times. So it'll be about $10, $9. I said $10 even earlier, and that's about times 22. The reason I think that is because I think that it'll easily hit $4 on the next run. Whenever we see people start to get into it, it'll break its all-time high, and once it breaks its all-time high, it'll probably be a quick run to the 7s, and I see it ending the year at around 10. Personally, that's my guess. So that's pretty strong. Times 22. 100% increase. And that's, again, way better than if you look at BTC right now, pulling, even if it makes it to 60,000, that's only 900% increase. Maybe BTC probably won't even make it to like 45. So 650% increase for BTC if it makes it to $45,000. $45,000. And that's crazy, honestly. And looking at Ethereum is at 430, and that same projection, times 10 for Ethereum would put it at 4,300. That's pretty crazy. $1,000 per XRP. That's what you think? 1,000 per XRP at the end of the year? Let's just do 589 first. 589 would be 136,000% increase. You'll hold to $100. Let's do $100. 23,000% increase. No big deal. And you think 1,000. One of you said 1,000. So 232,000% increase. That's pretty bonkers, honestly. I mean, looking at the increase that it hit inside of the first year. What was it? I think it was something pretty high. It was something crazy. Kin coin is like one of the top coins in the green, 1% up. Looking at the coins by volume, you can see Ethereum, EOS, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Dash, Ethereum Classic. Guys, Ethereum Classic has more trading volume right now than XRP. Ethereum Classic has more trading volume than XRP. Tron almost has more trading volume than XRP. End of year, $20, you said. End of year, $20. Easily $20. 4,500% increase is what you're thinking. A lot of hype about Kin. So, if it goes to 20, it's basically times 45. So that's a pretty big times. It's pretty big times. Anything you have times 45. So if you put $100 in, you can have 4,500. That's not bad. Not bad at all. You think 3 years for $20 for XRP? Intravision? You think $10 end of year is legit? $10 end of year. What's up, Miyagi? What is up? What's up? What's up? You think $10 is real? That's a good call for you. The volume's pretty low. We got a pretty low volume right now. Not too exciting there. Looking at Ethereum's volume's pretty high. Ethereum has some high volume. That doesn't really directly correlate to price, though. So we've talked about that before. Bitcoin Cash got some high volume, too. What's up, what's up? Oh, we just talked about the news. Robinhood adding Litecoin. Added a couple other headlines that we threw together. And then we did end-of-year price predictions. That's what we did, end-of-year price predictions. Also in the news, Cardano thinks that they solve proof of stake. Cardano solve proof of stake. What do you think about that? Industry that's seen no shortage of grand proclamations. So this guy's making a pretty bold statement. People are still getting scammed somehow with Ethereum scams where people are like, give me your Ethereum and I'll send you more back. I promise it's legit. Looking at a Bitcoin survey in Canada reveals worrying news. People owned Bitcoin a lot more in 2016. Maybe they even like possibly owned or were interested in it more last year. In 2017, they were more interested in Bitcoin than they are now. Not good. Not good. Looking at this slight shade thrown at Ripple, Litecoin's getting into banking, and we said, no, they're not. Not really. Kind of, but not really. And Ripple adds former Facebook exec, and you guys know David Schwartz is doing his live thing tomorrow. He's going live. He's answering questions. You guys can tweet questions at him, and he'll answer them live tomorrow. So that's pretty exciting. David Schwartz was also just promoted. I think Ripple added this former Facebook exec, and David Schwartz was just promoted to CTO. So David Schwartz, CTO, doing a live chat tomorrow, I think. Let's go to Twitter, actually. Twitter. So if you guys want to have any of your questions answered, you can basically go at 3 p.m., I believe. He goes live. At 3 p.m. he goes live, and he's going to answer all your questions and more. I love that he still has this at the top of his page, too. This is good stuff. Good stuff by him. This is literally what the Ethereum scams are still getting away with. And he said, if you see a tweet that tells you to send some crypto somewhere and more will be sent back to you, it's a scam. Stop doing it. It's probably an imposter if someone is pretending to be him. So, yes, thanks for clarifying. He's basically keeping this pen up there because this is still an issue. 10 million stolen this year. 10 million stolen this year, guys. He has a new gig. He's the CTO, so he's the Chief Technology Officer. And if you want to know more, you can tag him with questions and then tune in to his Ask Me Anything with Ashish Birla. That's tomorrow, Friday the 13th at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So looking at possibly getting your questions answered if you want. You can just tweet at him, say, yo, 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 Kung Fu Nerd sent me. I got questions. I heard you got answers. So, now you're caught up. Ryan Zagoni of Ripple said XRapid will be fully implemented by 2021. Brad said give it 3 years to build the tracks. What do you think of the ETF? Once approved, do you reckon the bull run will start? Yes. Yes and no. It depends. I think that's important, and we've seen a lot of patents with that. What happens with it and when it goes live is hard to say because, again, they could be putting a bunch of ETFs together for shorting it. So it's not guaranteed benefit. Josh Johnson says, you're not speaking on my comments! Good morning, Shyman. Good morning, good morning. How are you? How much money is idle in Wall Street waiting to go into something crypto? And are we for the most viable product to roll into? What a good question, Joshua. What a good question. Let's go to our favorite graph. That's right. Our favorite graph. Visual capitalist away. Our favorite graph on Visual Capitalist is just the money. I just like to look at all the monies. money. I just typed in money. It's right here, money markets. All the monies of the world. Yes, this is the graph we like. All of the monies in the world visualized. So how much is in the stock market that they're going to dump into crypto? That's a great question. Thanks for asking it. Who was that? Joshua. How much money is waiting to go into crypto? That's a good question. Here's an interesting number. We have $73 trillion in the stock market. $73 trillion in global stock markets. I cannot imagine why they would only tokenize part of it, right? I can't imagine why they'd tokenize only part of it. It might be a long adoption phase. It might take a long time for it to happen. But once they decide we're going to tokenize all of these, that's going to be like the floodgates opening. Because you're right. What better institution would they pick? And they're going to obviously maybe not all pick the same one, but XRP looks pretty strong. XRP and Ripple Labs pretty strong, obviously. And so here we are looking at $73 trillion possibly in stocks. These need to be tokenized. If they were going to tokenize one, why wouldn't they tokenize all of them? So potentially tokenization is key. And when they come out and say, hey, we're going to tokenize securities and stocks and commodities, etc. Whoa, what does that mean? Who gets to regulate it? And what are you picking to tokenize it in? That's the good question. And I think that's potentially a great question, Josh. Thanks for asking. And how much of this money would go in, it's really hard to tell. Especially if we were saying, oh, 6 billion equaled 300 billion market cap. 6 billion inflow equaled 300 billion market cap. And we have, let's say we only got 10% of this. Let's say we got 10% of the global stock market tokenized. That'd only be, let's just say 6 trillion for ease of math. 6 trillion inflow could be 300 trillion market cap. What is that right now? What are we looking at right now? You know, if that was to project up, that would easily be not times 10 or times 100. It'd be times 1,000. So looking at where we'd be right now, we'd be times 1,000 if we considered 10% of the global stock markets being tokenized. That'd be a lot. That'd be a lot of money flowing into crypto. So we've used this graph before to look at how much money potentially they're thinking about putting into crypto. We don't know where it's going to go or who it's going to go into. And that definitely blows away all the price predictions we were doing earlier. Anything we were doing with like 43 cents to $20, it would probably be a lot higher than that. You know, for us to hit times 1,000 would be, we'd be looking at what, like something more like that, I think. And that's actually close to the Bearable Guys price prediction. Looking at times 1,000 is like 6 trillion inflow, and that would put XRP at $500. I'm not going to say that's going to happen because that's crazy talk. That'd be a lot of money in a very short period of time. So, looking at the possibility for price predictions moving forward, what that means, inflow versus market cap. We released that short market cap video on the channel. We just released our What is XRP video. It was so much information to try to pack in there. So much I wanted to include, so much I wanted to get right. I was like, oh, I'm going to get something wrong. I know I am. I tried to make it really simple. I used the KISS approach, the KISS strategy, keep it simple, stupid. And I did my best, really. So I'll do another one if we need to, but that one's up, and we're moving on to other videos. So, what are you guys talking about over here? 88 XLM XRP. Andrew K, I agree. That's a good coins right there. That's some good coins. Yeah, I think the stock market will probably be tied to it somehow. I think that they'll probably try to tie it together, and they'll tokenize everything they can. That's potentially just what I see happening moving forward. So, about to break close to an hour. Been live for about an hour. Didn't really set this time frame out, so I'm not sure if this is a good time to go live or not. I'm not sure if this was specifically just a bad time frame or it's just a lull in the market. People are just not very interested right now. When there's no money, when there's no green, there's no interest. So if you're interested while it's red, then you're potentially way ahead of the group. Looking strong. Looking strong. So that's about it. We're going to do another live stream tomorrow. Probably trying to find some other time, maybe a little bit earlier in the afternoon or maybe a little bit later. I don't know what works. Maybe we'll go and do our early morning stream again because we just don't know when this is going to work for you guys. Looking at trying to get a regular schedule, however that works, but I was happy to catch up with some videos that I needed to do. I felt obligated to finish what is XRP for Eve and for some other people. So looking at what possibly will come out next. We have some other good stuff, and this potentially means that it's just an education process. It's all about having a conversation, opening up the possibilities. So I'm excited about I'm excited about the India turnaround. So that's probably the video we're going to do next. It's talking about Ripple execs, talking about India, talking about the potential for the new digital Silk Road development, and also that video will be done, and then we're going to do a why China is afraid of crypto, talking about WeChat, talking about Facebook wants to be WeChat, etc., etc. So look for those coming out in the future, and don't forget, as always, guys, I appreciate you for tuning in, checking out. Click that subscribe button, click that like button, give me a thumbs up, and cheers, thanks for the support, and I'll see you guys next time. Finish up the wrap. Oh, man, that's a great reminder. I've been definitely stalling on the wrap, mainly just because it's rough. It's a rough production. I got a lot of work to put in, a lot of videos to film. So that's a hard one. But yes, it's coming. It's almost there. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting for sure. I got to get my gold teeth and everything first. So cheers. Thanks, guys. Thanks. What's up? As always, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. See you next time. Have a great day.